So last week on Smackdown, we saw Alexa Bliss versus Carmella one-on-one in a Smackdown Women's Championship #1 contendership match. There was Alexa with the free count from the Twisted Bliss, and that means that this evening we're going to see Alexa Bliss taking on Becky Lynch one-on-one for the Smackdown Women's Championship. The first championship match here on Smackdown of this universe mode. Also, last week we saw a dominant performance from the Ascension, destroying the Vaudevillains. And because of that, we're going to have another match here this evening. The Ascension, I feel, need to be able to prove themselves. And I think they did very, very well as a start last episode. But I think this episode, we're going to see them take on American Alpha. The winner of that will get a Tag Team Championship match at the Royal Rumble. Also, last week we saw Randy Orton take on Jack Swagger. And after the match, AJ Styles made his way out to ringside, attacking Randy Orton from behind. See, Jack Swagger just left. He wasn't getting involved in this at all. He was out of it. And AJ Styles got a little attack on the back of Randy, who was really feeling it from the match. He was busted open pretty heavily during that match as well. And AJ just taken full advantage of the grounded Randy Orton. As you can see here as well with the Death Valley driver into the neckbreaker. Big, big move there by AJ Styles. And then just putting an elbow right into the forehead of Randy Orton, just opening up that cut even more. But it was Randy who did get the last laugh here, tripping AJ off the apron. AJ hurting his back, hurting his ribs there. And it was Randy Orton who managed to leave with his head held high, even though completely covered in blood from top to bottom. Still, he did pretty well to come back from that one, but I think AJ got what he intended to. He did a lot of damage there to Randy. And also, just a quick announcement. Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan want to improve the tag team division here on SmackDown. So they have arranged to have an NXT tag team match at the Royal Rumble. The winning team will be given a permanent place on the SmackDown roster. We've got TM61, Shane Thorne, and the other guy, Nick Miller, taking on the Revival. But that's all from what happened last week in announcements. Let's get into tonight's show. Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome to another episode of our WWE 2K17 Universe Mode, and this is our next episode of SmackDown. Now, we have had a big patch since the last episode of Raw, and things have improved slightly, but there are still some problems, and I will get into that later on in the episode. We've got another packed show for you this evening, and let's get straight underway. And here we go, we're going to start this evening's show by the looks of it with Randy Orton coming down to the ring, as we saw in our little vignette beginning of the episode. Previously, AJ Styles attacked Randy Orton last week after his match, and I'm sure Randy Orton's going to have something to say about that. And I'm going to do the promo myself again for it, see if I can actually crack it this time. Okay, it looks like because of the patch, everything seems to have refreshed. Now, I said about refreshing, for some reason after the patch, I can no longer use a custom logo in the show. So we've had to go back to the normal SmackDown logo, which is a bit of an annoying one, but yeah, I think they've fixed a few problems, but the problem where I've created a few extra matches on the show and it's just given me a massive show again has happened again. I put together a 6-match card for this one, and now I have an 18-match card, but thankfully all of our 6 matches are the first ones. I'll just simulate the other 12 matches. Hopefully they'll fix it at some point. So, enough of me blabbering on. Let's get into this promo. I've not got a time limit yet, so I can actually do this properly. I'll keep this real simple. I'm in demand, but clear. My calendar. I'm injecting incitement into the WWE. Not everyone respects what I do. Okay, I'm going to keep this real simple. I should have read all that, because I weren't sure, was I? Before, but there we go. I'm not going to come out here and yammer for 20 minutes about the state of the WWE or the authority. I'm not going to complain about being overlooked and underappreciated. No. What I have to say is real simple. Bit of a face promo for that as well. That's good. Obviously, fans like a simple approach. Doesn't tell you what a lot of these things mean, does it? The biggest mistake you can make is a war is waiting to be hit first. I never wait. I always swing first. That's why you all hate me. What? I've been knocked down by every one of you idiots right before your eyes. A shame, I know, but I care about me and only me. So tonight, I'm feeling ready to knock another one of you pathetic idols down. And he's been due for a knockdown for some time. This is the problem. You can't tell if it's a heel or a face part of the promo. That's annoying. So I'm not talking about it anymore. Not for another day, not for another hour, not for another second. I'm done. AJ Styles, get out here. We're going to have it out right here, right now. So yeah, Randy Orton really looking to try and get some retribution on the attack by AJ Styles last week. But is AJ Styles going to bite? He does. Here does come AJ Styles. Now, things could get interesting with these two guys in the ring together. We saw exactly what happened last week, and we do know that Randy Orton will be facing off against AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble for the World Heavyweight Championship. Only in a couple of weeks' time, actually. It's going to be next weekend. I'm going to try and get it uploaded for you next weekend, because it's going to be a lot of work, because I do have, believe it or not, a 12-match card set up for you with 3 separate Rumble matches. I know that sounds crazy, but there is a reason behind all that, and I think you are going to really enjoy it, so be sure to keep an eye out for that next week. But of course, we still have another episode of Raw and Smackdown to come before the Royal Rumble after this episode of Smackdown. Let's see what AJ's got to say. Once again, I find myself having to come out in front of all of you morons and set the record straight. So shut your mouths and listen, and you might just learn something. AJ's going to heel way. So I see the well, my performance dictates a number of things during the promo. Okay. So obviously AJ's being controlled by the AI now. We're controlling Randy. AJ's going heel. We're going face. This better be important. You better make the most of this. Let's go. This better be important. No, you better make the most of this. So, this is it. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. You wanted me, you got me. Now you're going to make the most of your opportunity. Go on. Jump in if you feel froggy. What? But if you swing first, you better not miss. That's gone down face-wise again. See, from the little snippet you get to pick from, it's so difficult to tell whether it's a heel or a face phrase that you're picking. It's a bit annoying, really. I'm not doing very well in this promo at all, are we? I can tell you're afraid of me. I can smell your fear. My nose is a very important, powerful thing. I'm making this up as I go along. I can smell your fear from a mile away. I could smell it when I walked up the ramp, and I can smell it standing right here in front of you. It's very pungent, like cowardice and weakness. Why not? Your nose is powerful, alright. Powerfully big. Seriously, your schnoz is huge. Like a dog, which explains your sense of smell. In fact, I wonder just how dog-like you are. If I toss a stink in front of you, will you fetch it? Maybe we should find out. So we've gone slightly more face from that, a bit of comedy. So I don't know what the difference is between the red pro performance and the blue, to tell the truth. I'll have to do some more research. I can't take it anymore. Everything about you makes me angry. The sound of your voice, the way you dress, the colour of your boots, even your haircut makes me angry. And when I get angry, people tend to get hurt, and by people, I mean you. Oh, you want to fight now? You're speaking my language. Tell you what, why don't we make it big? Why don't we fight at the pay-per-view? Once and for all, we put everything we've got on the line for the whole world to see. Well, this was already announced, of course, but there you go. This has already been announced, but Randy making it official, I suppose. Oh, AJ with a low blow. I've not seen that yet from a promo. AJ just going with a low blow on Randy Orton. AJ now just taunting the crowd, but Randy's slowly getting back up. It looks like AJ Styles actually has an injury as well, by the looks of the screen. Massive clothesline by AJ Styles, while the referee trying to pull AJ Styles away. Now, I'm not seeing this in a promo so far. The promo sort of breaking down. And wow, this match, I don't think this is the last we're going to see of these two. By any stretch of imagination, of course, we know they're facing off at Royal Rumble in a couple of weeks' time. But can the referees hold them apart for the rest of this evening? And here is our next match of the evening. One that I thought was actually quite interesting, so I'll put it together. We're going to see Luke Harper taking on Baron Corbin. So here we go, our opening match of the evening. We've already seen some action, of course, during that promo, but our opening match of the evening. And it is going to be Luke Harper. I'm pretty sure there, my eye might have deceived me, but he just warped. I think he may have just warped in. But either way, I think it's going to be a very interesting match, actually. I'm a massive fan of Luke Harper. I really want to see him do well on SmackDown. And we're going to give him some more opportunities, hopefully, at some point. And, of course, he's going to be part of the Royal Rumble as well, so you never know if he can really pull off the... if he can really pull off something big, you never know, he might actually end up getting himself a match at WrestleMania. WrestleMania is going to be a massive, massive pay-per-view when we finally get down to it, though. Like I said, Royal Rumble's going to have 12 matches already. I've already written most of the card, actually. I'm pretty happy with the card. Let's see if I can find it. Of course, we've announced most of the card, I think. And there's still a few matches we need to decide. There we go. Is that the one? It is the one. And here comes Baron Corbin. This should be probably quite a slow, methodical match. Both guys trying to show their strength and their ability. Of course, I think Luke Harper probably has more ability, though, to tell the truth. Because he's a lot more high-flying. Good old Baron Corbin, eh? Not quite sure what they're doing with Baron Corbin on SmackDown. They seem to want to use him well, but they don't seem to know what they want to do with him, if that makes sense. They're giving him some good wins here and there, but like I said, they just don't seem to know what the best thing is to do with him long term. So it'd be interesting to see exactly what they do. And I think this is going to be, yeah, like I say, quite an interesting little match between these two. It really could go either way. Both these guys are going to be wanting to build some momentum going forward into the Royal Rumble, because I'm sure both of them will be involved in the Rumble at some point. We've got 30 men in that Rumble, which is going to be pretty cool, actually. It's going to be a pretty damn good Rumble, I think. And, of course, we're going to be defining one of our main events for WrestleMania through that Rumble as well. There goes the bell, and straight away, Baron Corbin with that big belly-to-belly on Luke Harper. Now, I sort of want to distance the Wyatt family from each other because, well, I wanted to have, I suppose we could have the Wyatt family still together as a tag team here on SmackDown, couldn't we, with Rowan and Harper as the tag team and Bray Wyatt as the singles competitor. But I don't really want to waste Harper with, oh, what a super kick, in a tag team. I want to see Harper go singles, and that's, I mean, probably could still do that as a tag team anyway, but I think if they are a tag team, they're probably going to end up dominating the majority of the division, because there's not a huge amount of strength on the tag team division here on SmackDown, is there really? You've got American Alpha, but apart from that, nobody else is really that strong. But then again, Ascension might prove us wrong later this evening in that #1 contendership match against American Alpha. Of course, the winners of that, like I mentioned earlier on, will be facing off against Rhino and Heath Slater at the Royal Rumble for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. So yeah, that's what I was saying earlier on with the new patch that's come out. If for some reason it no longer allows me to select a logo, one of our own logos for a show, which is a little bit annoying. So we are going to have to stick with the old SmackDown and Raw logos for now. We did have it working, and since the patch, it seems to have changed it. Maybe that's one of the things that were making the game crash, was using custom logos for shows. But I don't know. I think they've fixed quite a few things in the patch, but for me, there's still quite a few things that need fixing as well. Luke Harper with a pin now, and Baron Corbin only for the 1 count. Corbin kick it out. But I'm sure having a different logo on the show is not going to be a major problem, is it really? It's not going to be something that's going to annoy us, I suppose. It's a simple thing. Luke Harper now double-handed chokeslam, sending Baron Corbin down. Harper showing his strength. Harper now just trying to gain some more momentum. He's bringing the grounded Baron Corbin back up to his feet. And this would be a great win here for Harper. But then again, Baron Corbin faced off against Kalisto last week and lost. So Baron Corbin needs this victory, really. He's in a pretty poor vein of form. And he needs this victory to try and get himself back winning matches. And like I said, with the Royal Rumble so close, they need to get this momentum up if they want to stand any chance of winning the Royal Rumble's one thing, yeah, but of course they're going to want to at least do a really good performance in the Royal Rumble just to prove that they should be involved somewhere else in the card as well. Like if you don't win the Royal Rumble, a strong performance could get you a championship shot at, I don't know what the February pay-per-view is. Is it Fastlane? Roadblock? I've got no idea. And as well, winning there, putting on a good performance for these two guys could mean a shot at potentially the Cruiserweight Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, as Baron Corbin actually knocking the referee down there as he went to go for Harper. And that scoop slam just throwing Harper across the ring, and both of Harper's ankles catching that steel top rope, and a big slam there by Baron Corbin as well, now for the pin. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Baron Corbin can't believe it. He thought he had this one won, but Harper kicking out now. Corbin looking to line Harper up. Catches him. End of days by Baron Corbin on Luke Harper. 1, 2. No, and Luke Harper kicked after a 2 count from the End of Days. Luke Harper showed a strong performance here tonight then. Harper just kicking that knee of Baron Corbin away. Corbin sending Harper into the corner and follows up with a big clothesline. So yeah, probably our biggest episode of Smackdown so far this evening. We have a Women's Championship match as Becky Lynch defending against Alexa Bliss. We're going to find out the tag team #1 contenders. Also tonight for you, we have a main event of Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt. So we've got a big card for you, and we're also going to see Dolph Ziggler taking on James Ellsworth. Of course, James Ellsworth was defeated by Apollo Crews last week, the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. And this evening, Ellsworth gets a chance to face off against the Intercontinental Champion himself. Of course, we know that Ziggler will be facing off against Apollo Crews at the Royal Rumble next weekend as well. Again, Baron Corbin, massive right hand, taking Luke Harper down. Corbin taunting the crowd. The crowd not exactly reacting the way that Corbin may have hoped. Oh, and Luke Harper's actually been busted open as well. And Baron Corbin is looking to continue to open that wound up. He knows the more that Harper bleeds, the more difficult it's going to be for him to continue in this match. And a loose powerbomb there by Corbin, who stacks Harper up for the pin. 2. Only a 2 count. Baron Corbin again bringing Harper back up, and there's that big slam. And I think Luke Harper's going to struggle to continue on in this one. And again, though, he kicked out on the verge of 2. Or the verge of 3, shall I say. Luke Harper really showing some extreme resilience in this one. Stamping on the back of the knee there by Baron Corbin. And now Corbin once again just trying to get under the skin of the fans at the moment now, I think. Oh, and this could be the end of Harper. And it is the end of days, middle of the ring, and surely Baron Corbin's going to pick up the victory this time. And he does. So a good win there for Baron Corbin. Managed to stop his losing streak. Or stop a losing streak from beginning, I suppose. He lost to Kalisto last week. This week he picks up a good victory here over Luke Harper. Both these guys will be part of the Royal Rumble. And what sort of performance can they put on there? Both these guys could really get an opportunity to force their way further up the card with a strong performance at the Rumble. But I can see both being a big threat for Dolph Ziggler or Apollo Crews, of course, in that Intercontinental Championship. And here is our next match of the evening. It is going to be Dolph Ziggler taking on James Ellsworth. Good old James Ellsworth. He's getting a lot of TV time now, isn't he? And here we go. Here comes the Intercontinental Champion, Dolph Ziggler. So he'll be looking for a strong performance here against James Ellsworth. knows Apollo Crews defeated Ellsworth last week. Of course, Crews defeated Dolph Ziggler in week number 1 of our Universe mode. And that is when we made Apollo Crews the #1 contender for that Intercontinental Championship. And he will be facing off against Dolph Ziggler at the Royal Rumble next week. Apollo Crews put in a dominant performance last week against James Ellsworth. And now Ziggler has a chance to sort of show what he can do. That Intercontinental Championship belt is really... I don't know why it's so difficult for them just to put the belt around somebody's waist. It seems to always hover like a foot away from their body. I don't understand why it does that, but there you go. And who knows, if James Ellsworth could pick up a big victory here, then it could be pretty crazy, really, couldn't it? If James... It doesn't even bear thinking of, does it, really? Looks like he's got an actual... This is a different James Ellsworth, because my save data was deleted, like I said before. I've had to re-download everyone, and this is a different James Ellsworth to what I originally had, I believe. So it might be slightly different. Stats-wise, it's still as low as it can possibly go, which is only a 30 on this game, actually. On the last game, you could literally go as low as you possibly wanted to, but on this game, the lowest you can go for is a 30 out of 100. So, in fairness, Ziggler should still win pretty easily, but Ellsworth is probably going to have a little bit more in the locker than what he had done before. Oh, God, James Ellsworth. He's the definition of just pure luck, isn't it, really? Because I don't know if he necessarily did anything in that match against Braun Strowman to really gain himself as much recognition as he's gained. I think it's the internet. It's just spiraled out of control, and he's just done so well out of it. And you've got to give it to him. He's definitely performed when he's been given the opportunity. These matches against AJ Styles and where he took AJ out last week when it was Dean Ambrose's match to become the #1 contender. Ellsworth is really starting to show his worth. I know he is literally what he is going to be. He's just going to be a little bit of a comedy thing for a few weeks, few months, who knows. And then he'll probably disappear into obscurity, or he might get himself a backstage job, who knows. Ellsworth now with a jawbreaker on Dolph Ziggler and a crucifix bomb. And all of a sudden, Ellsworth is looking to try and take some control in this one. Now wrenching back at the chin of Dolph Ziggler. Obviously, Ellsworth thinking if he can't have a chin, then nobody else can. Stomping on the gut now. The gut? What's a gut? The gut. Ziggler going up high. Now, I'm looking forward to Ziggler versus Apollo Crews at the Royal Rumble. Of course, as we said, Apollo Crews defeated Ziggler on week number 1 of this Universe mode. So it'll be interesting to see if he can do it again, or whether Ziggler can turn things around and get himself the victory. And I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to try and figure out the numbers. Royal Rumble wise, of course, if both Apollo Crews and Ziggler are facing off in a singles match, I think we probably could still involve them in the Rumble. I want to make sure that obviously the best talent is in the Rumble possible, because I don't want anybody winning the Rumble who really shouldn't be. Because I remember when I did my first Royal Rumble on a Universe mode, was in WWE 2K15, and it was a retro Royal Rumble. So we did the retro roster, and the Rumble was won by Virgil. And at that point in time, I did not want to have Virgil as the #1 contender for the at that time the WWF Championship. So I want to make sure that whoever does win the Rumble is worthy of it. So I want to make sure that the best 15 guys are going to be in that Rumble match. So probably what I'll do is the Rumble will be the main event of the evening. So whoever loses between Randy Orton and AJ Styles will probably be in the Rumble. Probably both Ziggler and Apollo Crews. Maybe I won't put the champions in the Rumble because we don't really want to have, obviously, Ziggler as the Intercontinental Champion having to defend his Intercontinental belt and fight for the championship at WrestleMania. There's the zigzag, and this could be game, set, match pretty quickly here. And it is. Dolph Ziggler, dominant performance here against James Ellsworth, just as Apollo Crews did last week, and both these guys showing their strength. I'm really looking forward to Ziggler versus Apollo Crews, actually. I think it's going to be a really, really good match at the Rumble. I think both these guys are quite agile. They've got a lot of high flying ability in them. Of course, Apollo Crews has a lot of strength as well. This could be a really interesting dynamic in that match. And here's our next match of the evening. It is going to be the Tag Team Championship #1 Contendership match between Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, American Alpha, Connor and Victor, the Ascension. The winner of this one will face off against Rhino and Heath Slater at the Royal Rumble. And here we go. And what's going to be a pretty big match, this one, actually. I love these two guys. I mean, they're such a good tag team. They really, really are. And I'm so glad they came up to the main show. And it was a bit obvious they were going to come onto the main show. It wouldn't have. For me, it would have been stupid if they hadn't done. But then again, there's also certain other people that didn't get promoted up during the draft that I really thought would do. Some of those including... Well, I thought Bayley was a bit of an odd one. The fact that Alexa Bliss and Carmella both got called up, and Nia Jax got called up as well, but Bayley wasn't drafted. I thought that was a bit of a strange one, because I know they wanted to keep Bayley in NXT for another month or so to finish off a feud with Asuka, but at the same time, they could have. It just looked a bit stupid to think that Bayley was one of the main women on the NXT roster and didn't get called up ahead of the other one. So what they could have done is they could have drafted her up and then still had her finish off her feud. But if they'd done that, obviously, it would have been a bit obvious that she was going to lose. So I know it was a very, very difficult situation for WWE to be in there. But it just didn't make a lot of sense to me that Bayley was left there, and obviously the others were picked up, including Eva Marie as well. Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. Yeah, so I thought that was a little bit odd. People again like Samoa Joe, Shinsuke Nakamura, Austin Aries weren't picked up, but of course they needed to keep some big names down in NXT. But when you look at some of the people that did call up, it was a little bit of a shock. The thing is, NXT should be what it is. It's a place to develop younger talent. But they're almost treating it like a third brand now. And I think that if you're good enough, you should go on the main roster and allow NXT the chance to develop more younger talent. Because the likes of Samoa Joe does not need to be in NXT. The likes of Shinsuke Nakamura does not need to be in NXT. But they want NXT to still be a big name. I suppose NXT is one of the things that really... I suppose NXT is one of the main things that really brings people into the network, doesn't it, really? Because you can't watch NXT on television. You can't watch Raw and Smackdown on the network. So NXT is the one thing that... I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for NXT, I don't think I'd bother with the network too much. Because obviously there's other ways to watch pay-per-views and things and bobs like that. So I don't know if I'd worry too much if it wasn't for NXT. But I'm a big fan of NXT, even though I don't often watch it very much. What I tend to do with NXT now is I tend to give it about 2 months, then watch 8 episodes in one go. I generally just binge on NXT. That's what I generally do. Especially when it's coming close to pay-per-view as well. Like, we've got Survivor Series coming up very soon. Probably 2 or 3 weeks' time, Survivor Series. So what I'll probably do is obviously the night before Survivor Series is NXT TakeOver Toronto. So what I'll probably do is the night before TakeOver Toronto, I'll probably sit back and watch the whole NXT up until that point. Because I do struggle to... I'm going to be honest with you, I've probably overdone it a bit on this channel over the last sort of 6 months or so. I've been doing too much stuff, and my entire life is in between work and recording, so I don't get a lot of chance to watch a lot of stuff TV-wise. So I will have to sit down at some point and catch up my NXT, and I know PWG Battle Los Angeles DVD is out. I'll have to get that at some point and watch that, because I'm a massive fan of PWG. Chad Gable there with a quesadilla. Is it a quesadilla? I know a quesadilla is a Mexican meal that I absolutely love, but I think it's called a quesadilla, that is. So, of course, the winners of this one, like I said, will be going on to face off against Rhino and Heath Slater at the Royal Rumble. Ascension last week picked up a strong victory over the Vaudevillains. So it'd be interesting to see if they can follow that up with a big win here against American Alpha. But in fairness to the Vaudevillains, I think American Alpha is definitely a step up for the Ascension. It'll also be interesting to see. This is the first tag team match I have done since the patch. It'll be interesting to see if they have improved the AI at all. And I think for reading the patch notes, there was a couple of mentions to tag team matches, but in fairness, I didn't exactly understand exactly what they were on about. So, you know. American Alpha straight away using their tag team finisher maneuver. Chad Gable does stay in the ring now. And the referee, come on referee! Count the pin for God's sake! Oh, this game. Oh, this game! So frustrating, this game. Oh my God, 2K! Why do you always release games that are so broken? So American Alpha used their tag team finisher and the referee stands there staring at the two non-legal men in the match instead of counting the pin, which is, in my mind, completely bonkers. But there you go, that's what's happened. Victor now front chancery on Jason Jordan, big uppercut, and now forcing Jordan face first into the mat. Brings him back up and catching the big knee in the face as well. So that's unfortunate there for American Alpha. I don't think they would have won the match there, to tell the truth. I don't think they would have won the match. It's far too early. See, I don't know if that is a tag team finisher maneuver then. Because I don't think they would have gained a tag... I don't think they would have gained a finisher maneuver by now. Maybe that might just be a standard tag team move. But the fact the referee doesn't... And that's not the first time that's happened. That's happened quite a few times. Especially with that move as well. The referee just doesn't seem to count it. And I'm hoping we're going to get another patch from 2K pretty soon then. But the fact that Chad Gable stayed in the ring and took out Victor was good. That was exactly how it should be. The AI has been improved there. But the referee not counting it. The referee's always been one of my main problems on this game. He's always been a little bit dodgy. Not really acting the way they should do. But I'm sure at some point that'll get fixed as well. I know we just have had a big patch, but I'm sure there'll be another one coming at some point because the amount of problems this game has over and over again, it always needs to be freshened up with patches, and that's the way games work, don't they? You release one patch and it causes other problems. There's a butterfly powerbomb there by Victor. Oh, and Jason Jordan was able to kick out. I think Chad Gable got there as well. Gable going for a German suplex on Victor, and Victor catching him. Big uppercut as well. Victor comes across now and tags in Connor. And the Ascension looking strong at the moment. Since the referee didn't count that pin, Ascension have been very much in charge. Victor that big butterfly powerbomb, and now Jason Jordan, it looked like he was trying to take the turnbuckle pad off there, and Connor takes him up onto his shoulders. Oh, and a shock treatment backbreaker there. Of course, a maneuver used quite a bit by Abyss over the years. Jordan now with a shoulder block, taking Connor down. There's the pin. Only a one count. Connor showing a lot of resilience there. Of course, Connor's not been that involved in the match so far, I suppose. Victor's taken the majority of the damage. Connor's still pretty fresh. And now Jason Jordan trying to get the crowd behind him, knowing that if the crowd get behind him, the momentum can build and they can start to dominate. Oh, what a big kick to the gut of Connor. That's more of a move that you'd expect to see the Ascension complete, and not necessarily Jason Jordan. Connor now sending Jordan into that turnbuckle. I think Jordan's quite lucky. He was looking to take the top off that turnbuckle pad earlier. And now he's the one who's got into it. Big German suplex there by Connor on Jordan. And Ascension are looking pretty strong still. And I've said before my opinion on the Ascension. I think they could really be a strong, dominant heel tag team in the WWE. If given the opportunity, Victor did catch Chad Gable there. But Jason Jordan was able to kick out after the two. So far, tag teams seem to be doing it a little bit better, I think. The partner trying to block off the pins doing really well. So it looks like they have made some improvements. In fairness, this match has actually gone pretty well. If it wasn't just for that one problem with the referee, apart from that, this match has actually gone pretty smoothly. And so far, tag team matches have been pretty poor on this game. So, oh, Jordan's neck caught that top rope with that flapjack. That could be seriously, seriously dangerous. Connor rolling the dead weight over. Victor catches Gable, and again, Jordan able to kick out after two. But again, Victor did a fantastic job of taking Chad Gable away from that potential pin. Connor now, big full Nelson slam. That could be enough, but Victor's still down. And that allows Gable time to come in and break up the pin. Ascension could have been #1 contenders there. But Gable did manage to take Victor out, and Victor was still grounded by the time that Gable came in to break the pin. Referee down. I think Gable accidentally caught the referee there while breaking up that pin as well. Connor dropping an elbow into Jason Jordan. Jordan needs to get out of this match. He's taking a lot of damage now. He needs to make that tag into Chad Gable. Victor, big. Was that a slap? I think it was a punch to the back of the head or just a slap across the back of the head. It looked almost like a slap to me. Connor now, big elbow drop into the chest of Jason Jordan. Dropping a kick into the inside thigh of Jordan as well. And in comes Victor into the match. Connor bringing in the fresh man. Victor's had a good chance on the outside to regain his energy. Saito suplex. And I'll tell you what, the Ascension are really dominating at this point in time. Jordan desperately needs to make the tag out to Gable. And he's got the chance here. He's just clotheslined Victor. But instead of going for the tag, he's looking to continue the assault. Is this wise? Jordan with the suplex on Victor. Is this wise, or should he have made the tag? That's the question. Victor now sending Jordan over the top. Jordan holding on though. And Jordan catching Victor with that right hand. Victor shaken from that one now. Jordan sending Victor into the corner. Making the tag. Oh, and there it is, the backdrop. Is the referee actually going to count the pin this time? No, he doesn't. Referee, count the pin. Oh! Why are you not counting the pin for, ref? That American Alpha just won that match there. They should have won that match there. And now Jordan's just broke up the pin himself. Oh my god, this game. Ah, fix it, 2K. Fix it, please. Big back sent on there by Chad Gable. Gable sending Victor into the corner. Now Gable taking Victor up to the top. So American Alpha could have won this match twice so far, but dodgy refereeing has really held them back. Super arm drag there by Chad Gable from the top rope. Gable just wandering around the ring now. Finally does bring Victor back up to his feet, but Victor playing possum, taking Gable down. Now bringing him back up to his feet. I'll tell you what, if Ascension pick up the win in this match, then American Alpha can really feel hard done by poor refereeing. That's twice they've hit their tag team maneuver and held it for the pin. I can only imagine that the game's been written wrong and it's not classed in that maneuver as a pin. That's the only thing I can imagine. A bit of poor coding has just allowed a simple mistake like that to occur. Victor now up on top. Super backdrop folding Chad Gable in two. Now can he get the pin off that big high impact move? No, he's looking to continue the assault, but Chad Gable tripping Victor over. What they should do in that maneuver, I think I've seen that move quite a few times. What they should do, I think, is they should turn that move straight into a pinfall. Gable now with the armbar on Victor. We're still yet to see a submission victory on this game. Jordan has Connor completely out of this one. Can Gable get the win? No, he doesn't. And Victor rolls him up and catching that big right hand. Snap suplex there by Victor as Jason Jordan just dominating Connor as well. All four guys in the ring. Referee really lost control of this one. STO there by Victor on Chad Gable. Now Victor's lining Gable up. Both Jordan and Connor now outside the ring. Connor's still down on the outside there. There's the butterfly powerbomb by Victor. Oh, and it is a kick out. Thank God for that, because for some reason Jason Jordan was casually walking across the ring like nothing was going to happen there. I say I don't mind. I don't care who wins this. I'm happy with whoever wins this, but I want it to be a decent finish. And that, if Victor had won there, that would have really annoyed me, because Jason Jordan just walked into the ring and casually wandered across the pin. He wasn't going to break it up. I want to make sure when this match is won, it's won effectively, because this has been a pretty good match actually, apart from some pretty bogus glitches in the game with the referee not counting pins, which is really going to affect American Alpha, because if that move is not going to go down as a pin for them, we're really going to struggle. Straight jacket suplex there by Chad Gable. Jordan comes across and takes Connor out of it, and the straight jacket suplex there by Chad Gable's enough to win the match. And American Alpha get fully what they deserve there. Referee really held them back. And that's fully what American Alpha deserve. Great straightjacket suplex there by Chad Gable is enough to pick up the victory. Jason Jordan did a fantastic job of coming across the ring and just spearing Connor off the apron. And we are going to see American Alpha versus Rhino and Heath Slater at the Royal Rumble for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. And here's our next match of the evening. It is going to be for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Becky Lynch defends against the number 1 contender, Alexa Bliss. And here we go. The following match is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Introducing first. It is going to be the number 1 contender, Alexa Bliss. Of course, Alexa Bliss defeated Carmella last week to become the number 1 contender. Essentially, how this has gone was... it was Becky Lynch versus Carmella a couple of weeks back on episode number 1 of SmackDown. And during that match, Alexa Bliss came down to ringside and distracted Becky Lynch enough to allow Carmella to pick up the victory. Later on that evening, it was Alexa Bliss versus Eve Marie, and Becky Lynch tried to come down and repay the favour, but it wasn't enough as Alexa Bliss managed to finish Eve Marie off. Because of that, we made a number 1 contendership match last week, of course. Alexa Bliss, who has really got in the head of Becky Lynch, taking on Carmella, who pinned Becky Lynch the week before. That match was won by Alexa Bliss, which has led to this match here this evening. Of course, the reason why we've had the 2 Women's Championship matches on Raw and SmackDown here before the pay-per-view is because we want to have a 20-woman Royal Rumble at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, of course. And because of this, we need as many women available as possible. So everybody apart from the champions are going to be eligible for that match. And here comes the Women's Champion here for SmackDown Live. And the belt is glitched out now as well. Oh my god, this game. Oh, what is it doing to us? What is this game doing to us? It really is just... Why? It's just a showcase of horrors, this game, isn't it, at the moment? The thing is, this problem is this is after the patch as well. The patch has happened, and it's supposed to fix loads of things, and loads of new things are broken since the patch. Oh, I just can't believe my luck sometimes. I really can't. Well, we'll have to deal with it. I'm sure that's not a major problem, the fact that the belt is completely blank. It's disappointing, don't be wrong. It's really disappointing, but it is what it is. We'll get by with it. We'll get by. So Alexa Bliss taking on Becky Lynch for the blank championship. It's going to be an interesting one. We actually get an animation for the blank championship, do we? Oh, I didn't realise they put animations in for the new championship. So this is actually a custom championship we've downloaded, of course, because it is the SmackDown Women's Championship. It's just so annoying, isn't it? It looks like, the middle bit looks like Seth Rollins' as a tie, doesn't it? So I'm sure no matter how plain and boring the championship looks, both these women will love to walk away with it. And it'll be interesting to see whether Becky can defend her championship or whether Alexa can become the new SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Of course, we've seen one Women's Championship match so far, and that was on Raw in our last episode. And in that one, Sasha Banks successfully defeated Charlotte to to retain her Women's Championship. Of course, that match also, or that show just was, that was a bonkers for glitches, that show as well. We're actually doing pretty well this episode for a lack of problems. I know we've had some pretty obvious problems, but at the same time, if you look at some of the problems we had on Raw, where we had, I did cut it out, so you've not seen it, but we had Sasha Banks versus Charlotte, and for some reason, both, was it Big Cass and Devon Dudley stayed in the ring and attacked the 2 women. God knows why that happened. I'll have to upload that. I'll try and upload that to. I'll try and upload that as well. So maybe that should be uploaded by now because it's only a short video, so it'll probably get uploaded before this. But it was just super glitchy. It was unbelievable. Arm breaker there by Becky Lynch, and that's not the disarmer. I don't think. I think this is just. Or is that the disarmer? It's pretty early on for that. It looked very much like the submission hold. Now, like I said, we haven't seen a submission victory so far. I know Narwhale did give me a comment in the comment section saying that I should change the submission system back to the old style, which I have done. Yeah, we still haven't seen a victory so far, but saying that, Becky Lynch is doing a lot of work here on the arm of Alexa Bliss, so maybe there's an opportunity in this match we could see our first submission victory. But of course, Becky does have the Bexplex as a finisher. I don't know if it's a finisher or just a signature maneuver on... Whoa. God knows what happened there. And again, some glitchy work happening there with the ropes, but it's not a major problem. Alexa now with the arm drag being taken down, by Becky Lynch. But Alexa up with a backbreaker and now just pushing the back of Becky Lynch across her knee. I'm a big fan of Alexa Bliss. I think she's one of my favourite women on the roster. In my opinion, I think Sasha Banks is probably the best female wrestler on the main roster, but I think Alexa Bliss is my favourite. I do like Becky Lynch as well. I'm a big fan of Becky Lynch with the arm breaker there as well. Still working that arm down. Maybe a disarmer could be very effective later on in this match. Big splash from the top as well. Becky bringing Alexa up. Big vertical suplex. Becky now going for a Bexplex early on in the match. Oh, Alexa Bliss, her neck straight across the middle rope. And Becky, you've got to be pinning someone after a big move like that. You can't be taunting the crowd. You need to pin her. Maybe the Bexplex is actually a signature maneuver then, not a finisher. So it looks like Becky's going to have to go for the disarmer if she wants to win this one. And there it is. Now there is a disarmer. She's got it locked in. Are we going to... No, it's a rope break. Alexa's foot managed to get underneath the bottom rope of the referee and forces Becky Lynch to break this one. Now this could be a problem for Becky. The submission finishers once again holding people back. And that's one of the things that frustrates me. Of course, if you use an impact finisher, the AI will automatically pull someone away from the ropes to ensure there's no rope break. But when it comes to submission finishers, they don't have the same AI in place. That's what I want them to do. I want, in the situation where Becky's going to go for her submission finisher, I think she should automatically, AI-wise, drag her opponent into the middle of the ring first to ensure there's no rope break. And I think the same thing with Sasha, because that's the one that really annoys me, is the Sasha Banks bank statement. Because by the time she's hit the backstabber, then rolled through into the bank statement, it takes you halfway across the ring, and 9 times out of 10, you are actually underneath the ropes for a rope break. Alexa here doing some great work on the outside with the steel steps and really using the environment to her advantage. Referee's up to a 5 count. Alexa needs to remember that she can't win the match on the outside. Well, she can win the match by Becky getting counted out, but at the same time, championship's advantage would mean that she would not gain the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. So Becky could have stayed outside there, had this match as a draw and kept her championship, but that's not the way Becky Lynch is. She wants to win this match. She wants to prove that she is the best on the women's roster here on SmackDown. Big elbow drop from the top rope straight into a pin. 1, 2... Oh, and it's close to a 3 count. Becky almost getting the win with that big elbow drop. Becky with a leg drop. And a second leg drop. And another leg drop. Becky really dropping those legs here against Alexa Bliss. Becky now trying to get the crowd behind her, trying to build her momentum. Brings Alexa back up to her feet. Hooking the leg into a Bexplex. She's not going to go for the pin once again. I thought she might have gone for the pin. Dragging Alexa away from the ropes now. And now just stamping on the arm. Maybe working her down again for another disarm her. Hopefully this time not going to be a rope break one. She's hooking the knees in that surfboard position. But instead of hooking the arms and going for the surfboard, she just slams her legs down on the knees. It's dangerous, vicious on Alexa. Now this time Becky does have Alexa in the disarm her middle of the ring. She's done a lot of damage to the arm. This could be our first submission victory. I'm confident in this one. And it is! We see a submission victory for the first time in 2K17. And I think, Narwhale, I think you had a very good point. It seems to have worked. Becky did do some damage to the arm throughout the match. So it was very effective. And I'm really happy to see a submission victory. And it means that Becky Lynch could still be very effective without having to change her moveset. I am going to have to change that championship though. I think I'm going to have to re-download a new one. Maybe that's the problem. But yeah, there we go. Becky Lynch retains the championship. So far in this universe, we've had 2 championship matches and 2 successful championship retentions. Is that a hint of something to come? I always thought on the last 2 games that championships changed hands too often. So maybe this year it's going to be slightly different. But then again, Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks are probably 2 of the best women on the game. So keeping their championships is no surprise to me. Oh, what's this? We've just cut to backstage and AJ Styles looks to have attacked Randy Orton. Big knee to the face there by Styles. And see, we saw last week, we saw AJ Styles attacking Randy Orton from behind after his match. And now this evening, he's not even going wait for a match. He's just taking him out backstage in general. But Randy Orton now, can he turn this one around? He can with that backbreaker on AJ Styles on the outside. And of course, it was Randy who got the last laugh last week as well, when he managed to trip AJ off of the apron. Oh, Randy, big double axe handle to the back of AJ Styles. I think Randy's going to hurt his own knees doing that sort of thing on the concrete. Randy sending AJ Styles straight through the door into the locker room. Both these guys now in the locker room area. I think it'd be pretty cool in this situation when you're doing these sort of things, just to go completely out of Randy puts the bin on the head of AJ Styles and gives it a big right hand. As I say, I think what would be pretty cool in this situation is if you came into the locker room, if there was like 3 or 4 other people from the roster in here, then it'd be pretty cool. Oh, I thought Randy Orton was going to try and suplex AJ onto that trash can then, but AJ reversed it into a suplex of his own. And Randy Orton over the years has had a lot of problems with his back. And these sort of moves here by AJ Styles in the locker room is not really going to help him out too much. AJ sending Randy Orton back out into the corridor. Randy crashing straight into the concrete wall. And now AJ's up top. Went for an axe handle, completely missed it. Went for a belly-to-belly suplex, and again, Randy Orton fights through. Big right hand. Sending AJ face first off of the container there. I tried to think what that's called there for a second. Again, Randy up top again with another double elbow to the back. And again, Randy, you're just doing damage to your own knees while you're doing that, though. See, the hatred for these 2 guys has really built over the last few weeks. Of course, we saw Randy Orton get a victory over AJ Styles in the very first episode of Smackdown. AJ then attacked Randy Orton last week. We saw Randy calling AJ out earlier on this evening after his attack last week. And now AJ attacking Randy backstage. But again, it seems to have backfired a little bit on AJ Styles as Randy Orton now. Where are they now? Are they in the area before the... I think they're in the area before the ring. Is it gorilla position it's called, I think? Gorilla position? I think so. Big elbow to the face of AJ Styles. And now Randy again sending Styles straight into one of those containers. And again straight into that container. Oh, but AJ reversing. Taking Styles over the top there. Oh, AJ. Oh! That was a vicious brainbuster. He landed inverted on the top of his head. That was vicious. AJ now sending Randy back into the corridor. Oh, Randy can barely even stay on his feet now. Just collapsing to the floor. AJ again straight into a container now. And AJ now getting back on top of this one. Death Valley driver into the neck breaker. A big kick to the back of Orton as well. Orton just sending AJ Styles face first into the wall. And it's just so back and forth, this fight backstage. I don't know where the referees are. Of course, we saw AJ hit the low blow on Randy Orton earlier on in the ring when they're both in the ring making their promos. Angle slam there by Randy Orton. And yeah, that fight earlier on was broken up by referees. But the moment these 2 guys just been allowed to go at it backstage. Again, Styles just sending Randy Orton now into the wall. And who's going to stop this? Is anyone going to stop this? Or is this going to continue on the way it is? Both these guys are in serious danger of doing enough damage to each other to even have to cancel this match at Royal Rumble in a couple of weeks' time. Oh, AJ Styles sending Randy Orton up and locks him. Oh, no way, this Styles clash. The Styles clash outside in the arena area. Oh, the damage done to Randy Orton's got to be insurmountable here, but Randy Orton managing to get back in control of this one, sending Randy into that container. I'm just so amazed here. This is still going on, this fight. Nobody's even broken up. You see people in the background not even paying any attention to it. Randy again just collapsed into the floor. And you see Randy just taking longer and longer and longer to get up now. They need to stop this because, like I said, the damage could be done and these two could gain a significant injury which would end up cancelling their match at the Rumble. It looks like Randy Orton staying down and AJ Styles stands above the grounded body of Randy Orton. And this is not good. This is not good. Hopefully, for the sake of Royal Rumble and for the sake of Randy Orton, he's okay. And now it's time for our main event of the evening. It's going to be Dean Ambrose taking on Bray Wyatt one-on-one. And here we go. Two guys we've not seen a lot of so far. Both, of course, will be involved in the Royal Rumble. Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt, both guys looking to potentially headline WrestleMania by winning that Rumble. But that Rumble's going to be very, very difficult this year. There's going to be 30 men in there. There's going to be a couple of surprises hidden here and there as well. So I'm not going to say anything. Well, I already have said something, I suppose. But yeah, I'm not going to say anything else. That's for you guys to discover exactly what's going to be happening. That's going to be in a couple of weeks' time. Or next week, hopefully, in the Royal Rumble. But obviously, we've got some big, big names from both Raw and SmackDown. We know from SmackDown, Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, Baron Corbin. And the loser between AJ Styles and Randy Orton, if that match still goes ahead, will be in there as well. We've got Dolph Ziggler and Apollo Crews. We've got some big, big names. And of course, like I said, there'll be a few surprises in there. And we've also got the Raw guys. Well, don't forget the Raw guys. Braun Strowman's going to be a big one in that match, I think. He's going to be a big person to try and have to eliminate. The Big Show, Mark Henry, all big, big people you have to try and eliminate. But you've also got the bigger names. Also, I forgot about John Cena in SmackDown as well, didn't I? You've also got the bigger names over on Raw as well, which I can't remember right now. Of course, Kevin Owens, Brock Lesnar, and Finn Balor will be facing off each other for the Universal Championship. And I should imagine that whoever loses that match, both of the other both of the other opponents will be in that Royal Rumble. Also got Roman Reigns and Rusev, who'll be fighting away for the United States Championship at the Royal Rumble. They'll probably both be in there as well. Both members of the club maybe make their way in there. It's difficult to try and say, really. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of big, big names. And that's just, like I was saying earlier on, the reason I'm taking a lot of big names in there is because I'm desperate for to avoid a Virgil situation like I had a few years ago where Virgil won the Royal Rumble in the Retro roster. And the match was lined up to be Virgil versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania, and I just stopped there. So I did do a 2K15 Universe, but it didn't last very long because I was still pretty new to YouTube and trying to figure out how it all worked, and I got some copyright strikes and that sort of stuff, so I had to delete all the videos and start again from scratch. But my 2K15 wasn't very impressive. But 2K16 is really where I started things, and it's been amazing, really, considering that over the last year, just basically 2K16 alone, we've gained 2,500 subscribers. We're actually higher now. I think we're 2,515 subscribers. Obviously, the next target now is 3,000 subs, which would be amazing if we can reach that. But yeah, I think as time goes on, the channel will continue to grow. Because I've only been doing this seriously now for about a year, probably. I did a little bit towards the end. No, I think I have done. I did do another 2K15 Universe mode, didn't I? I think. Yeah, I did do another 2K15 Universe mode that had like Global Force Wrestling and Ring of Honor and CZW and all that sort of stuff in there. So we did, yeah, we did a lot of stuff actually in 2K15. So I've been going for about 18 months then really on YouTube properly. I started my account a lot longer before that though. So I think my game recorder is probably one of the best things I ever got, because we've got over 850 videos now on YouTube. It's crazy to think I've made 850 videos. That equates to more than one video a day as well, since I've actually been a member of YouTube, I think. So that shows just how much work I've been putting in for this. I did mention earlier on that my entire life at the moment is just literally recording videos and working. Recording, editing. I was trying to watch a film last night, and I ended up, while I was watching the film, I was editing videos on my PC and editing videos on my laptop at the same time. Yeah, I was really got a little bit over the top, I think, here and there, but there we go. Ambrose now with a sledgehammer right to the back of Bray Wyatt, and again to the back of Bray Wyatt. It looks like I may have made this a no disqualification match. I didn't do that on purpose, but there you go. But then again, a no disqualification match between these two is probably perfect for what we want to see. Big close on there by Bray Wyatt. Now, yeah, let me know in the comment section below, right? This is the question of the episode that I want to get your guys' opinion on. I wanted to try and keep the Wyatt family separate on Smackdown because I wanted... Well, Bray's going into the crowd. I've not seen many people go into the crowd yet so far on this game, so it'd be nice if we do get a bit of in the crowd action. Is this a Falls Count Anywhere match then, maybe? Maybe it is. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below. I was trying to keep the Wyatt family separate because I didn't want to... I wanted to try and have Luke Harper as a singles competitor, but at the same time, I don't necessarily think we need to. We could have the Wyatt family back as a group. I think having Rowan and Harper as the tag team, and then having Bray Wyatt as a single and competitor on his own, then that allows us to have both Rowan and Harper at ringside for certain matches as well. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Would you like to see the Wyatt family back together in this game, or would you like to see me keep them as separate competitors? I think the one person that would really advantage would probably be Eric Rowan, because without the Wyatt family, Rowan is a little bit lost, I think. And it's great to see the AI utilising the whole arena, which is pretty cool actually, because I was a little bit worried they wouldn't do that. But they actually went with the actual... you could see Bray Wyatt went with the intention of actually doing that. Now both these guys fighting on the outside. Big uppercut there by Dean Ambrose. Now with the strikes. Now into a DDT on the concrete on Bray Wyatt. Dangerous there. Now this could end up being a very short match here if Ambrose hits this. He does. Dirty deeds on the concrete on the outside. Into the pin he goes. Referee is very, very slow to get there. 1, 2... And it is. It is. Bray Wyatt gets his head crushed into the concrete. And that was a very, very short main event, wasn't it? But it's a good win for Dean Ambrose. He's the one building momentum going forward into the Royal Rumble in a couple of weeks' time. And that was a pretty interesting Falls Count Anywhere match, actually. We've done a couple of those in random matches so far, and we've not seen anything like that where they've actually gone out of their way to go through the crowd into that area. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite happy with the way this match has gone, even though it was quite short, really. Even though it was quite short and I didn't change the momentum, it did stay on normal the whole way through that. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. There's been a few ups and downs in this one. We've really continued the AJ Styles and Randy Orton feud as well. We also know that Becky Lynch is still the women's champion after getting our first submission victory of the game as well, which is fantastic to see that they are working. Also, we know that American Alpha will be taking on Rhino and Heath Slater next week at the Royal Rumble. And we're going to have I have announced we're going to have 3 separate Rumble matches. We know that one is the main Rumble. We know that one is going to be the Women's Rumble. And we have one more Rumble match, which is going to be a Legends Rumble. There's going to be no reason to Legends Rumble. It is just going to be for a little bit of fun. So we'll definitely keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a really, really good one. And like I said, it's going to be uploaded in it's either going to be next week or it might be a little bit later because it is going to take me a long time to make that video. But hopefully it's going to be worth the wait. Of course, if you have enjoyed this video, then please do hit that like button. It does really help me out. You've really been slamming the like button recently, and it is so appreciated. It does make the video easier for other people to find and helps grow the channel, that sort of bang. And if you are new around here and you want to see some more, then of course hit that subscribe button for a lot more of WWE 2K17 Universe Mode, and of course our 2K17 random matches as well. I have just started a new Skyrim series as well, so if you're interested in that, then please check out the channel. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon for our next episode of the WWE 2K17 Universe Mode.